Layoffs are real, y'all. And we're seeing more and more layoffs happening across multiple industries, and it's a tough time for a lot of people. I myself have fallen victim to a layoff, and I remember that my first layoff was extremely devastating to me. I felt like a complete failure, even though I had been on the other side of this. I am a data professional. I know people analytics. I know workforce analytics. I knew in my head that when I was laid off, I was a number and a financial metric on a balance sheet that didn't work and didn't math for them. And even though I knew it to be cognitively true, it did not change the emotional and psychological toll that it took on me to, in that moment, feel like a number, like an unnamed entity with no face. What can you do? The first thing I will tell you is I got really good advice from an old manager during my first layoff that completely devastated me and made me really think through my identity with work. He said to me, your mind will play tricks on you for about a week or so. Know that it's just your mind playing tricks on you. And he was so right. In those first few days, my mind kept asking me, what could you have done better? What should you have said? What could you have done? And it took me a long time to realize that the answer was nothing. There was nothing I could do. I did all the things that I was told to do, and I did all the things that I knew to be right, but it still didn't change how I felt in that moment. The next thing I will tell you to do is rest. Layoffs take a mental toll. And I know it seems strange to tell somebody in that moment of devastation to rest, but I'm telling you, a devastated, burnt out, scared person looking for a new job is nowhere close to being your best self to find your next role and to think straight. Rest. Recharge your mind. Recharge your body. I remember during my experience, it wasn't the day of the layoff itself that was the hardest part. It was the day after, when I woke up and realized that I had nowhere to go. And I'd worked remote since 2015, so working remotely wasn't new to me. And getting up and walking to my office in my home was my routine, and I missed that. But I knew at some point I had to recharge because I knew better. My advice to you will always be to feel those feelings. Just don't get stuck in it. If you have to go to therapy, if you have to reach out to a friend, if you have to go work out, do the thing that helps you recharge. But I need you to go through it so you can be your best self, ready and empowered to do what you need to do next for you. Regroup. Come up with a plan. What is your next step? Reach out to your network. You will start to see who your true support network is too. I watched a video the other day about someone who was laid off who said the hardest thing for her was realizing that her coworkers were not her friends. And the reality is that can be extremely true. These people that she had been around for a long time and she had spent time with and hung out with, she thought they were her friends and realized that they did not reach out to her, didn't talk to her, but they were looking at her LinkedIn profile. And in some cases it could be they don't know what to say in that moment. But in some cases it's true. These are your coworkers, not your friends. But regroup. Come up with your what's next. And then when you're finished resting, recharging, and regrouping, I need you to create your own revolution. I know in this job market at current, it's hard to see that. I know, I've been there, I understand. But I promise you, you need to reset your thinking. While I recognize that layoffs should feel like a last resort for many organizations, unfortunately, these days it often feels like it's more of a strategy. And again, if you're going through it, I am sorry that you are, but you got this. Rest, recharge, regroup, revolutionize your thinking, and then reset. All the best.